Hi guys, today we going to talk about 7 of Egypt's most famous mummies and their incredible histories. So no further delay, let's start the video. Number 7, Amos Nefertari. Amos Nefertari was born in the ancient city of Thebes during the latter part of the 17th dynasty, when her grandfather Senakhnre Amosi reigned. She became the great royal wife of Amosi, with whom she had at least 3 sons. Her son Amenhotep I would eventually succeed his father to the throne. She was also the mother of 2 daughters who became royal wives, Amos Meritamun and Amos Sitamun. Number 6. Merit Amen. Because incestuous marriages were common in ancient empires, Merit Amen was both daughter and later great royal wife of Pharaoh Ramesses the Great, along with her half-sister Bentanith. Merit Amen was a singer of Amun, priestess of Hathor, sistrum player of Mut and a dancer of Horus, and held several titles including Magnificent in the Palace, the beloved of the Lord of the Two Lands, the one who fills the forecourt with the scent of her fragrance, and superior of the harem of Amunare. Merit Amen was buried in the Valley of the Queens. She is mostly known for her beautiful limestone statue, the White Queen, found at the Ramesseum, the temple complex her father built. She also appears on the walls of the Temple of Abu Simbel, with other family members. Number 5, Ramesses II. Also known as Ramesses the Great, he was one of the most well-known Egyptian pharaohs because of his campaigns and numerous monuments. Because of the many battles he fought, Ramesses' body showed evidence of healed injuries and arthritis, his arteries were hardened, and he had a large dental infection that might have killed him. Ramesses II reigned for almost 60 years and died when he was about 90. It is also said that he fathered more than 100 children. His mummy was discovered in 1881 in the Valley of the Kings. Ramesses II's body was flown to Paris in 1974 to be treated for a fungal infection, and was issued an Egyptian passport, which listed his occupation as king deceased. Number 4. Seti I. Menmater Seti I, or Stas I in Greek, was a pharaoh of the New Kingdom 19th dynasty of Egypt, the son of Ramesses I and Sitra, and the father of Ramesses II. In the early years of his reign, Seti led his army north to restore Egyptian prestige, which had been partly lost during the troubled years of the late 18th dynasty. He battled in northern Palestine and Syria and fought at least one battle with the Hittite king Muwatallis. He then concluded a peace treaty that may have established the frontier at Kadesh on the Oront River between the Lebanon and Anti-Lebanon mountains. Seti fortified Egypt's frontier, opened mines and quarries, dug wells and rebuilt temples and shrines that had fallen into decay or been damaged. He also took over the construction of the Great Karnak Temple, begun by his father. Seti's tomb is described as the finest discovered in the Valley of the Kings. Number 3, Thutmose III. Thutmose III was the son of Thutmose II, his mother was one of the king's secondary wives or a lesser harem queen, named Isis. Thutmose III wasted no time making a name for himself. Once he was out from under the shadow of the regent-turned-pharaoh Hatshepsut. A few months after coming to power, Thutmose III marched with an army of 20,000 soldiers to Megiddo, in modern-day northern Israel, a site better known by its Greek name, Armageddon. Scribes traveled with Thutmose II's forces and recorded the campaign's details, an invaluable chronicle now known as the Annals of Thutmose III. Number 2. Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut was one of the most prominent female figures in Egyptian history, establishing new trade routes and undertaking ambitious building projects before dying in her 50s in 1458 BC after a reign of nearly 2 decades. The widowed queen of the pharaoh Thutmose II, she was made regent after his death, according to custom, in 1479 BC to rule for her young stepson, Thutmose III, until he came of age. Within a few years, however, she proclaimed herself pharaoh. She was also discovered by Carter, in 1902, but her sarcophagus, unlike Tutankhamun's, was empty. Carter unearthed a separate tomb that contained 2 coffins, one of the queen's wet nurse and another of an unidentified woman. In 2006, Egyptian archaeologist and former Minister of State for Antiquities Affairs Zahi Hawass and his team sought to determine whether the other woman could be the missing queen. A molar tooth found in a wooden box bearing Hatshepsut's name was a perfect fit to a gap in the mummy's upper jaw, leading Dr. Hawass to conclude that the search for Hatshepsut was over. Number 1. Tutankhamun. In 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the mummy of Pharaoh Tutankhamun in Egypt's Valley of the Kings. Despite several apparent grave robberies, the tomb was crammed with ancient treasures, including jewelry, gilded shrines and a solid gold funerary mask. The discovery prompted a worldwide fascination with Egyptology. After decades of speculating whether the child king was murdered, a computer analysis using wave penetration proved that he had died from injuries sustained while hunting. King Tutankhamun became pharaoh at the age of 9 and ruled for approximately 10 years. The discovery of his tomb sparked the myth of the mummy's curse when Carter's partner and financier, Lord Carnarvon, died of an infected mosquito bite several months later. So how did you like the video? You can tell us by comments. And if you have any video request, then you can tell us by comments. So that's all for today guys, I see you next time.